Sharp observations from the apex court, which said that the enforcement directorate is, and I quote, crossing all limits, unquote, and stayed the investigations and raids in the TASMAC or the Tamil Nadu State Marketing Corporation case. The ED has raided the managing director, several distilleries, the TASMAC office, and others in an alleged scam in TASMAC, which controls procurement and distribution of liquor in Tamil Nadu. The Enforcement Directorate had alleged collusion between distillers, bottle suppliers and TASMAC in generating thousands of crores of unaccounted cash, and the ruling DMK in Tamil Nadu has accused the centre of using the Enforcement Directorate to politically target the state. Meanwhile, a legal setback for the Tamil Nadu government as the Madras High Court stayed newly enacted laws on the appointment of vice-chancellors. The apex court, remember, had deemed assent as given by the governor to the bills that was not cleared by him. My colleague Sam Daniel puts the TASMAC case and the legal developments in context.
In a major setback to the Enforcement Directorate and a shot in the arm for the ruling DMK in Tamil Nadu, the Supreme Court today has stayed all proceedings by the Enforcement Directorate into the alleged TASMAC scam. Chief Justice made some strong observations calling the ED destroying federalism and asking specific questions while there are cases against individuals in the form of FIRs filed against them. Why against the corporation? The ED had searched the headquarters of the TASMAC in the month of March, and the Tamil Nadu government and TASMAC had moved the Supreme Court alleging harassment by the ED. It had made all the workers stay there, from the managing director to the security guard, and they were given only 6 hours time at night. It continued for 3 days, and the Madras High Court had earlier ruled there was no violation, and now the Supreme Court has stayed this, and the ED would have to file its affidavit after the vacation. The ED alleges there's a 1,000 crore scam in collusion between bottle manufacturing companies and distilleries, besides corruption in the transport of liquor, issue of bar licenses, and also sale of liquor at a higher price at the TASMAC outlets, between 10 and 30 rupees a bottle more than the maximum retail price. The observations and the stay come on technical grounds, irrespective of the merits of the case. Politically, this has given meat for the ruling DMK to strengthen its narrative that the ED is targeting political opponents, particularly in states like Tamil Nadu, ruled by the opposition. The BJP, of course, has denied these allegations, saying that ED goes by the rule book. This development comes a day after the Madras High Court stayed many recently enacted bills or laws which were given assent by the Supreme Court pertaining to the governor. And in this case, these are related to appointment of vice-chancellors. These laws had clipped the powers of the governor as chancellor and had given the powers to the state government to appoint vice-chancellors, and this now has been stayed. The petitioner, a BJP functionary, has argued that these are repugnant to the UGC guidelines with regard to appointment of vice-chancellors and should not be allowed to be in operation.
Right. Strong observations from the apex court to the Enforcement Directorate. That's our first focus this evening. This may not be the final act in the TASMAC saga, though. Joining me this evening, Salem Dharanidharan of the DMK and SG Surya of the BJP. Thanks to the both of you for joining us here on the Southern Views. Dharanidharan, while it's a sharp observation on the ED's actions, it may just be a temporary reprieve. Corruption in TASMAC is seen as an extremely serious issue.
But who is saying it is corruption? Right? ED is saying, what is ED's pedigree? ED's conviction rate in the last 11 years has been 0.1%, 0.1%. And 95% of the ED cases filed in the last 11 years have been on the opposition for political leaders. ED's cases have increased by 10 times, but 95% opposition leaders. I'll tell you an anecdote from West Bengal. One TMC leader was arrested by ED, put in prison, and he agrees and joins the BJP. The moment he joins BJP, the case is withdrawn. Then again he goes and joins Trinamool Congress, Again, ED goes and arrests him. That means, does it mean there's one constitution and one law if you're a part of BJP and there's other law if you're not part of BJP? What happened to Ajit Pawar? He was in the radar, his properties were seized, his wife was summoned, wife was investigated. He now joined BJP, finance minister. Why isn't no action taken on him? So ED is nothing but an external arm of the BJP, is used to destroy democracy in the country, like how you see in authoritarian regimes, like how the ruling party use vindictive methods such as ED equivalent to harass the opposition leaders. In Russia, the opposition leader was put in prison on a false pretext. So this is so ED is the sole reason why democracy in this country is being destroyed. And I'll go further and say, why are they not able to prove any cases? Right? And ED officers have been caught. In Tamil Nadu, ED officers have been caught taking bribe. ED officers have been caught taking bribe in Rajasthan. So ED itself is not sacrosanct above the law. So time and again, Supreme Court has said, who gives the ED the right to go and investigate? Right? How can he go and investigate? There has to be a prima facie evidence to investigate. There's no prima facie evidence here. They can't randomly go to Veera Raghav or Dharnidharan and investigate and take my phone and go, right? It has to be a prima facie. Which is why Supreme Court time and again saying what ED is doing is wrong.
You made a point. Let me get SG Surya to respond to this. Surya, the problem is that irrespective of what the facts are in the TASMAC case, the political perception being built, and with the Supreme Court's observation as well, gets bolstered that the ED is targeting the Tamil Nadu government.
Factually, Dharnidharan was wrong when he says Mukul Roy was arrested when he joined TMC back. No, he was not arrested. That's a fact check. Secondly, coming to the TASMAC, there are two aspects to it. One is the moral and ethical angle. The second one is the legal angle. Probably DMK today has a temporary victory in the legal angle. When it comes to the moral angle, Salem Dharnidharan's own boss, PTR Tyagarajan, who was the former finance minister, after presenting the 2022 Tamil Nadu budget as finance minister, has given an open statement that there is 50% leakage in the TASMAC revenue. Assuming 49,000 crores as the TASMAC revenue for the last financial year. So, admittedly, there is a 24,000 crore leakage. Secondly, the TASMAC union, which is affiliated to the Communist parties, they have made repeated allegations that there is huge corruption going in the TASMAC administration. Today, as the Supreme Court gave a judgment, there is a TASMAC employee who made an open video and committed suicide, saying that he is unable to cope up with the bribe that is sought by the TASMAC senior officials, which they have to give anyway, collecting from the people who buy liquor at the TASMAC shops. When it comes to the legal angle, the Supreme Court has given only a temporary stay because the ED was not given sufficient time to corroborate and give the evidences that were acquired recently in the raids that happened last week in Tamil Nadu. There is apparently a link between the movie making company and TASMAC. It is allegedly said that the money amassed through TASMAC is routed to the movie industry in Tamil Nadu. Chief Minister Stalin's own relatives whose residences were raided last week are still absconding today. So there is too much to see into this. The temporary Supreme Court stay will not vindicate DMK of any of the corruption allegations that is pertaining to the TASMAC liquor scam.
It's a temporary reprieve. It is not the final verdict. Just as it happened in the Madras High Court, you're saying that eventually we'll see how this plays out. Salem Dharnidharan, while you make your point emphatically, there are several observers who have even come on this show and have said that whether it was the AIDMK in power or whether it is the DMK in power, the fact that there is corruption in TASMAC is an open secret. The perception being built is that TASMAC is a cash cow for whichever party rules Tamil Nadu.
See, firstly, I'd like to correct SG Surya. There's only one boss for us in the DMK, which is my leader, MK Stalin. Of course, the cabinet minister referred could be my very good friend, so are other cabinet ministers. Right. See, when we came to power, it's my leader and the then finance minister made a statement that there are leakages in TASMAC and we have plugged the leakages, which is why the revenue increased, not because of extra sales. We have plugged the leakages that happened during ADMK's, BJP's alliance partner, ADMK. In fact, TASMAC as such was founded by BJP's alliance partner, ADMK. Having said it, in 2011, elections and 2014 elections in Tamil Nadu were fought by BJP on the plank of 2G scam. But we said there is no 2G scam. It was a policy to benefit the poor. 11 years down the line, where has the case gone? All of them have been acquitted because there is no corruption. That is why S.G. Surya came and narrated very well like a movie script, but there is no merit in it. I can go and accuse anyone of everything. I can go and accuse my friend S.G. Surya of having amazed 2,000 crores to deals. I can go and say I can prepare, but I have to prove it, no? I have to have proof. Does he have proof?
So
if anyone
SG
has proof, they
Surya-
can go come and give me the proof.
SG Surya, the point Salem Dharanitharan making is strong. 2 points. One, you have to prove in a court of law, which is going to take many years. Two, he says corruption is an irrelevant issue when it comes to an election. The BJP is catching an issue which is not going to prove electorally powerful for it.
No, TASMAC is largely affecting the poor people of the state. The poor people who are already addicted to the TASMAC are asked to pay a bribe of 10 rupee per bottle as extra money. Apparently, collection per day is 10 crores. Imagine 300 crores in a month, 3,600 crores in a year. Where is it going? That is the moot point. One of the DMK's closely associated person has proudly put an Instagram post where he has shared his watch collections, which is amounting to 250 crores. Where is this money coming from? If the DMK is not scared of any ill doing, why are they scared of ED? Let ED come and investigate. Let them give summons. You go and appear. Why are your people
I'll answer for this.
absconding from even the summons? Why are your people even absconding from the summons? Who is Akash Bhaskar and why is he absconding? Why is Senthil Balaji's brother absconding for more than 2 years? What were you doing without catching him? So the question is at large. You may tell corruption is irrelevant, but wait for the time this corruption is going to come and haunt you come the 2026 elections. Please do not underestimate the anger of poor people of Tamil Nadu. They are going to come against you very soon.
All right, 10 seconds, Salem Dharanitharan. Final point. It's a warning from SG Surya that it is going to come to haunt you in 2026. 10 seconds for a final answer before I
See,
close
the
this.
problem with ED is that too much power has been given because it was set up for a different reason to stop funding for drugs and terrorism related activities. So ED's power is that you can be kept indefinitely in prison in the name of interrogation, which Supreme Court has questioned if it's legitimate. That is the problem. So if ED coming and arresting does not mean someone has committed the crime.
All right.
It means that they have
The
suspected him
bottom
of
line
having
of
a
the
crime.
argument
That is
that
too
you're
much power
making is
given
that
to ED.
this is
It is different to a police act. It is different to police act,
It's
which
a
you have to
corruption
understand.
allegation versus
ED
political
comes under
targeting
Money
is the
Act
narrative that
and
is playing out. I get the point that you're making, but we'll have to end this conversation right here because we're completely out of time.